Hello and welcome to the very first state of the project RubySwap. This will be a monthly update video that I'm going to do all on my lonesome, all about RubySwap. For the time being, I guess it will be a combination of RubySwap stuff and Egem stuff overall. Egem is etheregem, which is the network which RubySwap is on. If you don't know what RubySwap is, this is not the place to find out. You should know before you got here. What I want to do first of all is go through the schedule of what we're going to chat about in this short 10 to maybe 15-minute video. I want to speak about what's been going on the Egem network. Loads has been going on there. Very, very excited about the things that have been being developed there. Things like Gem Punks, the etheregem bridge, 2Fast2Hodl. So so we're going to talk about, and that's just the things that have been released. TOSA as well. So we'll talk about the things that have those are just things that have been released. There's so much more in the pipeline, like Sapphire and other things. So I wanted to talk about that. I also wanted to talk about the RubySwap roadmap, where we are, where we're planning on heading to, and how we're going to get there, what we've already done, and that should wrap it up nicely. Okay, so let's get into it. So the first thing we're going to look at is RubySwap. So you'll notice that we now have TOSA locked in as something that you can easily swap between. Um, we've also recently added tutorials, which is a place for you to go to learn how to do this stuff. I'll be adding tutorials to here over time when I find time. But at the moment, there's 4 tutorials: how to get Ruby, how to add liquidity, how to farm, and how to stake. Um, Another thing which I'm pretty excited about is this. You can now stake your wrapped egem, WeGem, which is basically just egem. One egem equals one wrapped egem and will always equal one wrapped egem. You can stake them now for a small reward in Ruby. That lot's going to last for another 500,000 blocks. Um, and that's just another thing that you can do with your wrapped egem or your regular egem. So that's a nice addition to the RubySwap program. We also have this 2Fast2Hodl, which is a safe hands contract. There's a tutorial video coming soon. Coming soon. I don't know what happened there. Our QA team did point that out to me, but I decided to make this video before we got that fixed because it's Christmas time as I'm recording this, and time is short. So, whilst I had the energy and the spirit to make the video, I thought, let me make the video and not worry about everything being perfect. So it's not. Um, I'm going to make another video about how to use 2Fast2Hodl, what it will be, what it's used for, and how it will work moving forward. The original developer is kind of quiet, but it's open source anyway, so we can use what he's done. And the plan is, or yeah, well, my plan is to try to add other tokens. So at the moment we've got Egem. I want to have the same 2Fast2Hodl model with Ruby and with any other tokens that get launched on Egem in the future. Basically, the idea is you put some of your tokens in, and you pay a small fee to everybody else who's already in the HODL contract. When other people join the HODL contract, they have to pay a small fee to you. The longer you stay in, the longer you HODL. Uh, Obviously, the more your value goes up. Your value can never go down because of the way the share price works. However, massive caveat, it is experimental code, so use it at your own risk. It's all open source. The link to it, I believe, no, this is not, this is the link to RubySwap. So I'm going to change this link because this link should be a link to the 2Fast2Hodl GitHub, not the RubySwap GitHub. So we'll change that. But that should link to the code. The code is available. I could probably find it right now, actually. If I type 2Fast. 2hodl.github.io, I believe. I spelled hodl wrong. So basically, this is it here, and the source code can be found here. Right, so the source code is here. If you want to have a look at it, it's been up for 8 months. I think it was up. I think that was. Well, we can do the maths. April, March, April time. Um, so yeah, you can see the code there yourself. So what we've done with RubySwap is we've just put a new front end on it and integrated it into this particular application just so that it's easier to get to, because I think it's a good piece of software, so why not? I think that wraps up what's been going on RubySwap. I don't think, oh yes, there's also a farm for Tosa and Ruby. So if you own Tosa and Ruby and you want to add liquidity to that particular pair, then go for it. Somebody needs to do a video about Tosa. I'll do it if no one else does, but someone needs to do a video. It's quite a fascinating project. Um, okay, Egem token bridge. Now, this token bridge allows you to move tokens from Egem over to Binance chain at the moment. I'm assuming this will go over to other chains in the future, but currently it's just to Binance chain. And at the moment, you can only send Ruby, WeGem, TUSD, WBNB. Poster's not on there yet, but I guess it will be added soon. This has been created lovingly by a community. Well, one of the lead devs actually, Rids. He's done a great job on this. We all chipped in. Community paid to have this wonderful front end built by a web developer called K2, and they've done a lovely job on this. So yeah, shout out to all the people who chipped in on getting this done, because there was a lot of work done by the QA team. So well done to them. Oh, that's another piece of news. We do have a QA team which is being led by Hammer Time, formerly just a community member, but it was obvious that we needed people to test new bits of software as they went out. They were responsible for testing the functionality of the new RubySwap update. The 2Fast2Hodl update, actually, specifically. So we got loads of feedback from them. We missed what was quite or we caught out what was quite a serious error, thanks to them. So shout out to Hammer Time and the new QA team. Hopefully we can get them some more, I don't know, kudos, pats on the back, because they're doing a great job. 2Fast2Hodl. Okay, this was a I'll put a link to this in the description. But this was basically just a article that I released a few days ago, just to let people know that 2Fast2Hodl was integrated with RubySwap. If you follow me on Medium, then whenever something happens, I'll usually post it there straight away. That'll be the first thing that I post it, first place I post it on. I want to show you Pancakeswap. This is, you can now buy Egem on Pancakeswap. Uh, That's thanks to Rids. It's lovely. Problem we have at the moment is that there's literally no liquidity. So if you try to buy $100 worth, you're going to move the price by 32%. So don't do that for now. I guess when you are doing it, be very careful. You can't come and whale your way in on Pancakeswap until we found a way to provide some liquidity over there. I think it's going to be a community effort. I'm assuming we're just going to have to get a bunch of community members to throw in some regen, and then we're going to have to match it with US dollars. Um, it needs to be done. This is obviously a big deal for Egem. It's just more good work. Finally, of the new projects that are out on Egem, I've really not done this in a good order at all. Gem Punks. I shouldn't say finally. This is not finally. This is just another one that's out. So now Egem now has its first NFT project. Someone's going to correct me and tell me that there's another one, but I don't know of the other one. I only know of this one. It's the first NFT project on Egem, and it's well, I would say it's a carbon copy of um, not CryptoPunk. I forget what they're called. The other Ether ones, Ether Punks or CryptoPunks. I think they're called CryptoPunks. But anyway, but these ones are better because they're on Egem, which basically just makes everything better. So there are all these punks here. People are selling some of these rare ones for some pretty astronomical prices. 50,000 Egem. You know what's happening there. That's wild. You can mint your own. They're 20 Egem each, which at today's prices is maybe $2, something like that. The original punks were free, I believe, when they first came out, and they're worth hundreds of thousands now. Maybe that will happen here. I don't know. I've bought a bunch anyway. Well, I bought a few. Some people have bought much more than me. And finally, just to wrap up this video, let's discuss. Oh no, something else actually. What I'm planning on doing at some point is I want to bring Bidify over. So Bidify is an NFT auction smart contract. So I want to bring Bidify over to Egem, which will mean that you'll be able to put your uh, gem punks over up for auction in a like a normal auction fashion. The price will go up bit by bit. The winning bid takes the punk, and yeah, you get paid, and a small portion goes to the website that sells them, the website that buys, the website that lists them. It's a whole thing, but it's yeah, I think I'm going to bring that over to Egem. So let's look out for that in the first quarter of 2022. Um, let's end on the RubySwap roadmap. Oh, I'm not happy that it's put my old thing in there. Ignore that. Imagine you haven't seen that. Don't use it as a means to attack my network. Right. Anyway, so here's the RubySwap roadmap. Um, we are currently just at the end of Q4 2021. So we launched on mainnet at the start of Q4 2021, 2 months ago. It's everything's been running fine since we've launched. I think we had a few hours when the website went down, so I want to build a backup for that. If the website does go down in the future, you can still interact with your coins or whatever by actually uploading your own instance of the website. It's all open source. That probably is a bit difficult for people to do, but it's not likely to go down. When it did go down before, it was down for about maybe 5 hours, 5 or 6 hours. Tutorials have been released. Q4. I'm going to do some more tutorials. I want to do one for 2Fast2Hodl, and I want to do one for Tosa, which I guess will be a tutorial. I also need to do one for the bridge. So those tutorials are released. So we've done that. We've done that. 2Fast2Hodl integration is the latest thing we've done. We've done that literally just in time. That got released maybe Boxing Day. So for next year or the first 2 quarters of next year, one of the first things we want to do is have a lottery integration. As you know, Pancakeswap does have a lottery, RubySwap doesn't. Um, so we're going to try and find a lottery feature to integrate. Now, I'm not going to integrate the lottery that they have on Pancakeswap. What I'm going to do is I'm going to look through all the lotteries that are available on Ethereum, and I'm going to find basically the best one. And I reckon it probably won't be the one that's on Pancakeswap. So I'm going to find the best lottery, which I think is the best lottery, and I'm going to integrate that into RubySwap in the first quarter of 2022. Well, that's if they let me. I generally go and shout at them with my wild ideas, and they tell me yes or no. Uh, First RubySwap IDO in Q1 2022. I still have no idea what that will be. There's no projects that are really jumping out as if they want to come to Egem as a source of funding and a place to launch their project. But now that we have the bridge here, now that we have RubySwap here, um, it's obvious by the fact that Tosa has launched and the fact that Gempunks have launched that people are beginning to see that etheregem is a place to build stuff. Q2 2022, I want to launch a DAO for RubySwap, so there'll be some kind of airdrop, I guess, to give people voting rights. Um, Looking at loads of ways to do that. Looking at Open Zeppelin, they've got some interesting DAO contracts that we could use. So we're looking at loads of ways to get that done, but that's not until Q2 of 2022. First things to look out for really are the lottery integration and the first IDO. I believe that is everything I wanted to discuss. Yeah, so thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share. And hopefully, I'll do one of these every month. Just keeping people up to date on all the things that are going on in Egem overall, but most specifically, really RubySwap, because Egem's going to become too busy for me to be able to wrap it up in 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Imagine trying to do that on Solana or um, Avalanche or Ethereum, heaven forbid. So yeah, so whilst we're still growing, I can talk about other people's stuff, but yeah, that probably won't last. So yeah, thanks for watching, and hopefully I shall see you guys next month. Adios.